Have you ever been scared to death? Have you ever thought that in the next few minutes you will die? 5 years ago, this is what happened to the people of Hawaii. All of them received a text message, the same text message, all at the same time. For 38 minutes, the people of Hawaii thought that they were about to die. They thought a nuclear missile was about to hit and kill all of them. Just imagine that. Just imagine the fear and the terror. All of this happened because of an accident. Just one employee at the Emergency Management Agency in Hawaii sent off this false alarm text message and scared the people of Hawaii to death for 38 minutes. Accidents like these happen all the time, even with nuclear weapons. We've come close to nuclear war and to nuclear catastrophe several times, real close. This is Vasily Arkhipov. You probably don't know him, you probably haven't heard of him, even though he might have saved your life, all of our lives. He was a young naval officer on a Soviet submarine during the Cuban Missile Crisis. Now, the submarine was spotted by the US Americans, and the US Navy were shooting at the submarine. They didn't try to sink the ship, they just wanted to force them to resurface. But the Soviets and the submarine, they didn't know this. They thought the Americans were trying to sink them, so they didn't resurface. And this went on for days. It was a hunt. The American ships were trying to chase down that Soviet submarine. Now, the men on board of the submarine were starting to panic. The heating system failed. For days, they didn't get fresh air, and they had lost contact to the leadership in Moscow. So they started to think that war had already begun. Now, what the Americans didn't know while they were shooting at that submarine was that the submarine had a nuclear weapon, and it was authorized to shoot the nuclear weapon in case of a war. So for days, the men on board of that submarine were starting to think World War III had just begun. In fact, the captain of the ship actually decided that he wanted to shoot off that nuclear weapon. Just imagine that. Would we still be here today if he had shot off that weapon? Luckily for us, it wasn't his own sole decision to do that. He needed the clearance of another officer, Vasily Arkhipov. And for some reason, gut instinct, Arkhipov was sure that the Americans weren't trying to sink them. He was sure that World War III had not started. So he didn't give clearance to shoot off that Soviet nuclear weapon. This decision, his decision, saved us from nuclear war. Even today, nuclear weapons threaten the world. There cannot be true security, real security, with these weapons of mass destruction. We are fighting to rid the world of nuclear weapons. We are at ICAN, the international campaign to abolish nuclear weapons, and we've pushed the United Nations forward to create a treaty that bans these weapons. 92 states have already signed this treaty, 68 have ratified it, and there will be more. And we will continue to fight until all the states of the world have signed this treaty and have banned nuclear weapons. If you're interested in our work, if you want to join us, check out nuclearban.org. And please, give us a vote for this video and our other videos at Project for Awesome 2023. Thanks.